Hey guys, it's me Baldur. Here are my 2015 NBA award picks, starting with the Rookie of the Year. At number 3 I have Nerlens Noel edging out Elfrid Payton. Noel has had a good rookie season, averaging 10 points, 8 rebounds to go along with 1.8 steals and 1.9 blocks. At number 2 I have Nikola Mirotic, who played really well in the last months of the season for the Bulls, averaging around 20 points during that period. He's been a bright spot in an up and down season for the Bulls. And, no surprise, I have Andrew Wiggins as the Rookie of the Year. As the season has progressed, so has Andrew's production, averaging a rookie best 17 points per game and getting a lot of playing time. But what's impressive is that he doesn't seem to have hit the rookie wall. His stats have just gotten better as the season has went on. The Most Improved Player Award. At 3 is Hassan Whiteside, who came out of nowhere and played great for the Miami Heat, the center that they never had during the LeBron years. At number 2, the Stifle Tower, Rudy Gobert. He had a major impact on the Utah Jazz in the second half of the season and showed the NBA that he's the real deal. He might be the reason why the Jazz will have a better record next year, if he stays healthy. And at number 1 is Jimmy Butler, who has basically held this award the entire season. A great two-way player who has increased his production despite playing the same amount of minutes. He goes from scoring 13 points a game to 20 points a game. He has been a great pressure taker off of Derrick Rose. It's difficult to rate guys like Gobert and Whiteside, guys who barely played or got minutes before. There are a lot of other worthy mentions like Klay Thompson, Covington, and many other guys. Now the 6th man of the year. At 3 I have Andre Iguodala, whose all-around impact is felt when he enters the game for the Warriors, and is a big part of their second unit. At 2 I have Lou Williams, who has been great for the Raptors this season, brought a scoring punch off the bench, and when he's on the court the Raptors offense becomes significantly better. But on the other end he hurts their defense. As the 6th man of the year I have Isaiah Thomas. Strange season considering the situation he was in with the Suns, but he has found a nice home in Boston, averaging 19 points and 5 assists since he came there, and has been their most reliable offensive weapon since the trade. I think it's more likely that Lou Williams wins the award. He played more games on a playoff team and all that, but Thomas is my pick. There are other worthy mentions like Jamal Crawford, Tristan Thompson, and the list goes on. The Coach of the Year. At number 3 I have Jason Kidd, who took the Milwaukee Bucks from the bottom of the East last year to a playoff team, even after they lost Jabari Parker to the ACL injury. Kidd has done a great job and it will be interesting to see how the Bucks will fare in the playoffs. At number 2 I have Steve Kerr, the best record ever for a first-year head coach. He led the Warriors to a NBA best 67 wins, and along the way he made the Warriors the best offensive and defensive team in the NBA. But my Coach of the Year is Mike Budenholzer. I don't think anyone could have projected the Atlanta Hawks to win 60 games and dominate the Eastern Conference. Well, the Hawks just did that. The reason I put Mike over Steve is because Steve already had the star players in Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, who are frankly bigger name players than Millsap and Horford. Another interesting stat is that no player on the Hawks had a 30-point game the entire 82-game season. That hadn't happened to a plus 50 win team in a very long time. The Defensive Player of the Year. At number 3 I have Rudy Gobert, who has been incredible since he was put in the starting lineup for the Jazz. The numbers are crazy when he's defending in the paint. He leads the NBA in field goal percentage allowed at the rim. Players shoot 40% when he's around the basket. I mean, the guy's standing reach is a ridiculous 9'7". That's 3 inches from the rim. Look out for next season. He's my early favorite for this award next season. At number 2 is Kawhi Leonard, who has been a menace on the wings for the San Antonio Spurs, leading the NBA in steals by a margin, and not taking many gambles. The San Antonio defense becomes a lot better when he's on the court with them. And my Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green. He has been the key for the Warriors' playing style. He allows the Warriors to switch on almost every pick on defense. He has even played some 5 in certain lineups that have destroyed opponents. The most important defender on the team with the best record and the best defense in the NBA. The Most Valuable Player. I asked the BaldurNBA fans on Facebook who they thought the MVP should be. Here's the top 3 from their vote. At 3 is Russell Westbrook, at 2 is Stephen Curry, and at 1 is James Harden. Obviously people have different opinions than others. That's the way it is. If you haven't already liked the page, make sure you do. There's a link in the description below. Now to my picks for MVP. The most incredible race in many years. So many candidates. When rating these guys, it's almost like you're rating 1A, 1B, 1C, etc. I'm gonna run through my top 6. At 6 I have Anthony Davis, who has had an incredible season, but the Pelicans' record and MVP competition hurts him here. At 5 is Russell Westbrook, who, as everybody knows, just went nuts during the second half of the season, ending up with a league best by a wide margin 11 triple-doubles. At number 4 I have Chris Paul, who in the absence of Blake Griffin kept the Clippers afloat and had a career season. At number 3 is LeBron James. If we were talking about the MVP since middle of January, then LeBron would have been the MVP. He's had the best production and the Cavs have had the best record in the entire NBA since that time. And he's not as far behind the top 2 as people say he is. At number 2 I have Steph Curry. He will probably end up with the MVP award. That doesn't bother me at all. I get it. He's the best player on the best regular season team. But at number 1 I have James Harden. Why am I picking Harden ahead of Curry? I just think he's meant more to the Rockets. As an example, his teammates in the starting 5 have lost more than 100 games combined this season, while Curry's teammates have lost around 14 to 15 games. Yet, incredibly, the Rockets have ended up with the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. And Howard played only 41 games this season. You can hate all you want on Howard, but he's a huge part of that team. And I get it, Curry had the best plus-minus in the NBA, and he barely had to play in crunch time for the Warriors because they were blowing people out. But still, I think Harden barely edges out Curry. That's it. Who are your picks for the NBA awards? Put them in the comments below. Peace.